Companies have to know about various trends. So think about economic trends. Is there going to be a recession, for example? Market trends. So think about movements in the investment market over time, for example. Financial data helps to base predictions on past performance or indicates where to invest. Are prices falling or are they rising? And will this continue? What is the price of oil? This could affect your operations. Social trends, very hard to predict because there are many variables involved. Think about different demographics from country to country. Government support to businesses. So could you get a grant? Could you get tax relief? Trading communities. So these are often sector related. So it could be retail, health, publishing, tourism, catering, etc. And they provide networking opportunities between people, advice, news, opportunities to buy or sell equipment, services, training, etc. Fiscal policy is how governments control taxation, generate income, and decide on the budget. Monetary policy is how governments make decisions regarding the value of their currency and also interest rates. Corporate culture, so how things are done around here. Now you could have a blame culture, you could have a cutthroat culture, you could have a relaxed casual atmosphere culture, or a very encouraging culture. So different kinds of culture you could have in any company. Competitive advantage, this comes in different forms, so it could be due to differentiation, so you've got new products and services, you're moving into a new geographical area, for example. Pricing, so you're undercutting the competition. Market leadership, having the largest share of the market, such as Coca-Cola. Reputation for quality, reliability, friendly service, etc. Market share, so how much of a market that you hold. Cost control, managing and controlling your costs to keep you viable. Technology, so an effective database or good online support. The 7 P's of the marketing mix. So first of all, product. Now this could include the core product, so the basic requirement of a product, as well as the augmented product, so additional features that might be desired. So think about a hotel. The core product is room, bed, maybe food, and a clean environment. The augmented product could be things like swimming pool, gym, jacuzzi, sauna, steam room, laundry, bar, etc. Now the marketing plan will examine methods for product development, diversification, etc. Then you've got price. So this is the one element of the marketing mix that will produce a revenue. The others produce costs. And you need a pricing strategy, special offers, etc. Then you've got promotion, so advertising, special promotions, personal selling, packaging, logo, etc. Place. Where will you sell? Will it be online, high street, out of town, regionally, nationally, internationally? People. The face of the organization, and therefore their service is vital to your success and to your repeat business. Customer care is often a department in itself. Process, particularly in purchasing, which has to be user-friendly. Now, technology has played an increasingly important role, so you can create an account quickly and track your order. Physical environment, so everything's got to be clean, well presented, and add to the customer experience. Product is anything that could be offered to the market to satisfy a need or a want. It could include physical goods, services, experiences, events, people, places, properties, information and ideas, or any combination of these things. Now, product also includes packaging, and that's also part of how the product will be promoted. So the packaging and labeling can make or break a sale, and With some food items, the packaging might even serve as a kind of tray. Product can also include branding, and that becomes synonymous with the product. Now, animals are often used as part of the image, so think about the dog in Churchill Insurance, the Andrex puppy, the Duracell bunny, or compare the market meerkats. USP, unique selling point. So are you the cheapest? Are you the best quality? Are you the fastest? Have you got the largest product range? Do you have the longest guarantee? Etc. Product portfolio, the range of products that you offer. Now, most companies want a portfolio because you don't want all your eggs in one basket in case one product fails. And also, you should have different products at different stages of the product life cycle. Price, the element of the marketing mix that produces revenue. The others produce costs. Now, you need a marketing plan to include pricing strategy, special offers, etc. And you can either focus on your costs or you can focus on your market when you decide what to charge your price. Demand, supply, and price. Now, generally, the higher the demand, the higher the price. Also, if supply is scarce, that should lead also to a higher price. 5 common factors influencing demand. So first of all, affordability. If the customer cannot afford your product, they will not buy it. Competition. If the competition reduce their prices, then demand for your product should also go down. Level of gross domestic product, GDP, a calculation of the state of the economy, gathered from output, the value of goods and services produced. Expenditure, so people buying by businesses and government and individuals, as well as income, so wages as well as profits. Then you have availability of substitutes. So if there is a substitute good available, that will keep your price down. And finally, the needs and aspirations of consumers. So a need would include food, water, warmth, and shelter. Then there are things that are not needs but might be considered very important, things like a car or a bike, a phone, a TV, laptop, entertainment, things that people believe they cannot live without, and high demand equates to a high price. Now, other aspirations that can affect demand and therefore price are things like being trendy, updates to technology, home improvements, larger house, better car, better bike, holidays, etc. Influences on supply. Now, there could be unexpected events like unexpected weather conditions. So think about very, very hot weather. That would be good news if you're selling barbecues and charcoal, but business could be lost if supplies are not available. Then there's the availability of raw materials and labour. So a very harsh winter could result in fewer lambs being born, and therefore the price of lamb would go up. A very wet weather could ruin crops, again driving the price of any products made from these up again. Logistics. Imagine the effects of a transport strike, for example. Ability to produce profitably. Now, you must make a profit, so you will charge a price to cover your costs and to make a profit on top of that as a supplier. Competition for raw materials. So any scarce materials will be expensive. Government support. Now, a government provides support when it believes that there is a need to boost the economy. So, for example, in 2012, the UK Prime Minister announced considerable support for the UK supply chain to generate growth. This benefited British Airways, Jaguar, Sainsbury's, Marks and Spencer's, O2 and Rolls-Royce. Now, raw materials that are in short supply globally include iron ore, coal and graphite. Pricing strategy. Now, there are many. So one is called penetration pricing, and that's a low price strategy to capture market share. Premium pricing, a high price strategy for a luxury item like a Porsche, Lamborghini, Rolls-Royce, Rolex watch, etc. Psychological pricing, so for example, $9.99 instead of $10. It looks a lot less. Value-based pricing, so what do you believe the customer will be willing to pay? Cost plus pricing, so think about your costs and add a percentage on top of that to make yourself a profit. Dynamic pricing, constantly changing prices based on market conditions. Think about Amazon, for example. Price taking, falling in line with what the market leader charges. Price skimming, so setting a high price at the start when a product is a novelty, and then the price will gradually come down and down and down. Competition-based pricing, charging the same as the competition are charging. Liability insurance, so this covers a company if someone is injured by the business or if somebody within the business damages third-party property when carrying out work. Employers' liability insurance is a legal requirement in the UK the moment you employ at least one member of staff in case they're injured or become ill as a result of working for that company. Consumer protection legislation. So consumers are protected against being unfairly treated or when things go wrong. So you have protection regarding store cards, faulty goods, poor service, problems with a contract, or dishonest trading. From the point of view of the business, you need to have policies and procedures in place regarding anything that may lead to customer complaints and possible legal cases. So make sure you have reliable suppliers who do not supply faulty goods and have a returns policy if goods are ever faulty. Also, make sure your tradespeople are skilled and fully qualified. Consumer Rights Act 2015. So there's legislation concerning refunds and their timeframes, replacements and repairs, and pre-contract information. Employment legislation. So the Equality Act 2010 says there must be no discrimination regarding disability, religion or belief, race, sexuality, gender identity, unless there are exceptional circumstances. So think about a female care assistant may be required for a female service user. Equal Pay Act 1970. So men and women doing identical jobs should receive the same pay. The National Minimum Wage Act 1998 says there's a minimum wage that must be paid to employees, and it generally increases each year with inflation. There are laws also against working in the country illegally. The Health and Safety at Work Act 1974, the HASWA. So this involves things like how to safely dispose of chemicals, safety rules for entering and exiting the premises, use of protective gear, fire hazard precautions, and noise levels. Under the Data Protection Act 1998, there are certain laws regarding the keeping of records. So they must be fairly and lawfully used for limited purposes. They've got to be adequate, relevant and non-excessive, accurate and up-to-date, not kept for longer than necessary, used in line with your rights, secure, not transferred to other countries without adequate protection, and should not be shared without the permission of the individual it relates to, and these people can see any information that's kept about them and challenge it if they disagree with it. Guys, thank you for listening. Please could you subscribe and like, as it helps us to produce more and better videos like this in the future. Also, could you comment below what type of information you would like in the future as a guideline for us. Thank you again, guys, and see you all again soon.